Yo, so we back with part 2 of this Charleston White and Cam Newton interview. So far, man, I ain't gonna lie, it's good. I think I'm 26 minutes in right now. This part 2, like I said, part 1 was basically like him talking about how he grew up. I still think we finna be still on that like type of part of the interview, but how he grew up, the anger of children, the imagery, hanging around uncles who get that bad, that install that bad shit into you type shit. But we gonna jump right into this and see what's to it, because it seems like it's real good. We getting a different side of Charleston White. Like I said, I learned some shit about him that I ain't even know for real. So let's go.
On colors. So mama at work while all this dynamics is changing.
With no absolute clue.
Don't have a clue what's going on, because nobody is hip to this new culture really.
Yes, sir.
So now you have people who are becoming aware of the words in these lyrical contents, and now they're starting to put parental advisory labels on tapes. But mama and them don't have the time to sit and listen to this shit. They tired. They getting out work tired. Then one of us is having problems in school, so she got to take out work to come deal with this one. So because she's dealing with this one, guess what? The younger one flying under the radar getting in trouble because the oldest one is getting in so much trouble.
Right.
And that's what's happening in these households.
Parents go through so much, G. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, think about what you done put your parents through. Like, to what you got. That's why most of us come out and be like, man, I'm giving my mama anything she want. I'm giving my pops anything he want, bro. Because they put up with my bullshit. And when he said the shit about the parental advisory, then, like, the music, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time, I'm sitting there, I'm a shorty. I'm watching Disney Channel. I'm probably watching, like, That's So Raven or some shit, right? And my mama was in the room. And she, like, watched it. I think she actually turned to, I'm not sure. I don't remember 100%. But I had asked her, like, Ma, you know, why you watching this shit? You feel me? She like, I need to know what the fuck you looking at. And I'm like, damn. I say that. At the time, it didn't really mean nothing to me, because like I said, I'm a kid. I'm a shorty. And I just wonder, why the fuck you watching kid shows? But she really just making sure I ain't watching no weird ass shit on the regular. But yeah.
It's becoming overwhelming.
It's only one parent.
It's
only one parent. Not only that, the problems and the frustration of the children is mounting on top of whatever problems you're having at work, whatever financial problem, and your relationship problems.
So along that, as or not just you, but what you've been able to verbalize and picture paint is a typical situation in Black America.
I call it the traditional single African-American parent home.
It's so not problematic.
It's trauma-based.
It's trauma.
It's trauma-based.
In that household that's festering, and you're building the next generation of killers, pimps, drug dealers, because that's what they see.
Out of fear. You do this. It's some mothers. All my partners, they got the gangster mamas. Them niggas was some of the most hardened killers in the streets because their mothers groomed them. The nigga who was groomed to be hard on a woman, he's very abusive because his mother taught him these traits. And whatever mama teaches us, we stand on it. I'm gonna say it again.
Hey,
nigga,
look.
Mama...
Hey, that's crazy that he said it, because, like, what do y'all think is worse? Like, Cause like he just said real quick, whatever mom teach you stand on. It's like, it's a possibility if your father teach you that shit, let's say street shit, you could possibly like, nah, I'm alright, pops. Do your thing, man. I ain't on that shit. But if your mama coming different on that gangster shit, you like, this shit gotta be right. It's the only way to go. My mama saying be in the streets. That's some different shit. If your mama is the reason why you street made, bro, that you gang bang, cause your mama gang bang. You done seen your mama pimp hoes, bro, and she a straight woman, bro. Like, this shit that crazy.
Teach us, we stand on it. That's why, nigga, I repeat a lot of shit my mama say. Nigga, mama said that the Bible, so nigga, so if you, the street mama, that's why the whole mama is so dangerous. But the loving, over nurturing mama is just as dangerous as the whole mama who teaching him the street shit.
Yes, sir.
Because she handicaps him. And what ends up happening is, out of his rebellion to be free as a boy and a male, he overcompensates with being over masculine. Because mama done gave him all this, everything. So he try to play over masculine. He too tough. He too tough. That's the nigga too tough. Over masculinity is the driving force for niggas to crash out. Nigga want to fight all the time. That's mama. He don't know to think, because being analytical is a man's natural behavior, not an emotional state. Nigga, we been groomed to be emotionally responsive and emotionally driven men because of our loving mothers. She's so loving, she only whoop us when she frustrated. That's where we learn to hit, when we get mad. Sit down somewhere. Bow, 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 they hit you. And secretly they feel guilty, because I've done it as a parent.
Yeah.
Feel bad in the motherfucker, but you done already delivered the lick.
Yes, sir.
I got a friend by the name of Terrence Sampson. He did 29 years on a 30-year sentence for murder. When he was 12 years old, he stabbed a next door neighbor 93 times. He said he had his first homicidal thought when he was 5 years old, after his dad had brutally beat him. But right after the thought, he said his dad walked in with tears in his eyes and said, "Son, I'm sorry." Imagine had his daddy done that before the thought.
He would have saved a life.
Come on, homie.
So
frustration is a motherfucker as a parent.
Before we get to,
That's tough, bro. I don't know, bro. I just think little folks was a psychopath, folks. I don't know if it's, especially if only if his father, if that was the one time, but if his daddy like constantly beat him, then we talking about a different situation. But if his dad just beat his ass one time, I don't think that's enough to be like, I'm finna go stab my neighbor up, you know what I'm saying, as a shorty. And then from 5 to 12, and I don't know about that one. That one was tough.
Ahead of ourselves, I'm trying to paint a picture here, and I'm trying to take people on this journey. When you took me through 6 to 8, you talked about your brother committing a crime. For you, at 14, or throughout that whole process of juvenile, what was that like for you?
It was traumatizing. Because you got to think, I'm a mama's boy. Nigga, I'm the baby. And I just come from being hurt. So I've been in the hospital most of my life.
Yes, sir.
I'm a nurtured child. I'm a nurtured child who needed to be accepted. I didn't play football, didn't play basketball, so I needed to be accepted. And I found acceptance through negativity, ultimately committing crimes. I learned to be violent. I'm not a violent person. I can be violent. I learned how to be.
Paying your bills on time raises your credit.
That shit crazy though, how they say like that child that act up all the time because they need special type of attention. They want some attention. They want some one-on-one time. So the only way they get it is they throw a tantrum or just do some bad shit to where you gotta be like, come here, you staying out the class. Like he fake like that shit because now he getting some type of attention, validations. That shit is crazy.
I've done a lot of violent things in my life, but I was playing. Trying to fit in with the environment. We laughed after we committed that murder, but it wasn't funny.
But what happened though?
We went to the mall to go steal some starter jackets. So I had ran away from home. So my mother, I told you I got a younger sister. So my mother was pregnant. My brother was already off in the boys' home. So my brother had already been to the boys' home like 2 or 3 times, right? So he was already troubled. Because he was so troubling and giving mama such a hard time, I'm going through the adolescent stage. And of course the adolescent stage is gonna be a bunch of rebellion.
Right.
So I'm really following his lead, but I'm flying under the radar.
Correct.
So mama and them missing a lot of shit because I'm charming, I know how to pull my pants up, and I'm sneaking out. So mama don't know until I start getting arrested.
Conniving.
Very conniving, mischievous as they called it back then.
Correct.
So So my mom get pregnant with my little sister.
And these two, like, I don't want to say old heads, but like just two regular just guys sitting on the porch just talking right now, bro. How he just said that conniving, like mischievous, as they used to call it.
and naturally that triggered me into another part of rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna be the baby no more.
Right, you the man.
Yeah,
right?
I ain't gonna be the baby
big
no
brother
more.
now.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be the big brother. I want to be the baby.
Yeah.
Nigga, yeah, I'm the baby. And so naturally I rebelled at 13 years old, going on 14, mom for to have another baby. So I ran away from home. And I tell this story, I used to run away from a good home, nigga, my own bedroom, walking on marble floors, bathtub trimmed in gold, nigga, food in the icebox, to go play poor with my partners in the projects. Because I wanted to be accepted amongst the poor. Because the culture in our community make you feel like you ain't real if you ain't embraced by the poor. So well-to-do kids are throw.
That's what it is. Cause I was finna stop and say why. Even though I kind of know the answer, I like truly know the answer, and it's what he said, bro. So when you got people like T.I. Son King, and then now this nigga King Combs talk about GDK, y'all. Did y'all see that shit, bro? They wanna be accepted by those that's under them, and they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like so many people judge them on the internet that they don't know that secretly, if you was in their shoes, you would low-key do the same thing. Because over here, it ain't fun where they gang bang, where they shoot, where they kill, where they rob, where they getting all the hoes. Just like the child who watching his uncles in like the part one doing all this shit, bro. So the rich people who ain't really getting it in that type of fun, you know what I'm saying? They ass want to gang bang. They want to take pictures with guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take legal pictures with legal guns in a mansion because it's like, man, get out of here, bro. You completed life. We really getting it. You ain't getting it type shit. That validation it's really sick. It's sick as fuck, but that's the reality of it.
Throw everything away just to go hang with the poor in the projects all day, doing nothing, just hanging. So that's what I wanted to do, man. So I ran away from home and went and did it. And went on a crime spree from snatching purses, stealing cars, breaking into houses. That's how we was able to get the gun. We broke into one of my former girlfriend's houses, whose dad was a Dallas police officer at the time. Stole their Nintendo VCR, went and pawned it. Just on a crime spree. But
boy, you was hell, boy.
See, children are impulsive, right? That's where brain development comes in at, right? The prefrontal cortex. So most kids, unless they come from extreme poverty, are not committing crimes for financial gain. It's for the thrills and feels, the excitement of this shit, the rush.
Yeah, the rush.
So that's the impulsive. Yeah, that's the impulsiveness of a kid.
The fun that I was talking about, it seems fun when you rich. That shit don't seem, when you rich and you just in the crib, it's like you got all this shit. I want to be over there. They seem like they have a lot of fun. When in real life, bro, this shit ain't even for you. Your pop's gonna bail you out the same night. We finna be sitting in this shit. We really need this shit. Well, I prefer them not to do it, but in their mind, we really need this shit. You don't need this shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we want to go to your crib. Fuck you talking about?
When you supposed to be getting this playing football. You're supposed to be getting this in boxing.
Yeah.
But we're not. So this the element of children that's getting their sports fix, right?
Yeah.
So it was just for fun. And it ultimately ended up costing an innocent man his life. So we go to the mall.
Right.
The plan is just to go to Foot Locker, grab some hats and some starter jackets and run out. So the first time we went, they had a young black dude look like he run fast. So we didn't do it. I got two partners right now today, nigga named Tawan Harris and Denarcus Miles. Both of them niggas older than me. So the first crew we went to go do it with, we were like, nah, man, fuck that. I said, man, let's go get Denarcus. So I went to go get Denarcus just to drive. And Tawan was over there getting his haircut. Them niggas supposed to caught a murder case. He was cutting Tawan hair out. The nigga said, nah, man, come back and get me. Well, I was too anxious. I ain't go back and get the narcos. I went and got torn, big torn, and little torn.
Damn, fat ass ad in the middle of this shit. I'm trying to see where this shit going. This shit be killing me just popping up like that, bro.
Mall, on and little torn. Went to the mall, grabbed the jackets, grabbed the hats, ran out. And in the process of us running out, my victim, which was a little small white guy by the name of Michael Levy, he had just got married 3 days prior to that. He saw what was happening because he was working on his car in the parking lot. And so he tried to stop us. He ran and dove on top of the car. He started hitting the windshield with whatever wrench he had in his hand. And so I'm in the back seat saying, man, go, nigga, drive. My partner in the front seat, he can't put the car in gear. You know, back then, them motherfuckers go up and down.
Yeah.
And you can have the car and drive and cut it off and take the keys out. And so that's what he did. He reached inside the car and cut the car off and took the keys. And so...
And how old were you at this time?
I was 14. I had just turned 14. So I was 14. We was all 14, 15, 16, 17. So when we get out the car, I was sitting on the gun. So I get a gun to my partner. So I'm in man, shoot that motherfucker. And he shoot him. He wasn't trying to kill him. It's just that the gun that we had was a 38. Well, actually was a 357 snub nose with blue tip hollow points in it.
Alright, now if I just heard this shit correct, because I thought the dude worked in the stove. Not just a man trying to get in the way. So it's kind of like, bro, I ain't saying he wrong for dying and shit, but, you know, like, this is why motherfuckers mind their business, bro. I'm not, if I seen some shorties stealing, bro, they just stealing. Go on about your business. Even if I was in the store, how they said, like, the black dude looked like he ran fast. If I was the black dude, bro, I still, what the fuck, man? I still wouldn't even chase them. I'm not chasing them, bro. Snatch this shit and go. Fuck you talking about? Oh no, some shit just ain't worth it, bro. Like, especially if I'm outside, bro, and y'all. It ain't like they doing some wild, like beating up an old lady and you like want to break it up or some shit. But they just stole or whatever the fuck, bro. That shit crazy. Man, y'all business, man.
So when he shot the gun, it went up and hit him one time in the chest. And because of the bullets, they thought we shot him in the back. You know, 'cause them motherfuckers...
Yeah, expand as soon as on impact.
So they thought we shot him in the back. He died in the parking lot. So Tony Dorsett had just opened a club up. He was still playing for the Cowboys. I think he had just retired for the Cowboys or was still playing. He had just opened a club up right where the incident occurred. So it made headline news, front page paper. It was real big because we were 4 black children who had killed the white man. And in a week, within that same week, 3 skinheads had killed this black man that was sitting on the back of his car. So both of them were very high profile cases, which of course, in the media, the white kids were being treated lenient and we was getting more time. But I got less time than anybody. My mother was financially able to go out and get some of the best lawyer representation in the city, which was a guy by the name of Carl Mallory and Louis Stearns. And Carl Mallory is dead now. May God rest his soul. And Mr. Stearns ended up becoming Judge Louis Stearns. So he just retired from a judge. So I had 2 of the best lawyers in the city. My co-defendants, homie, they mama and them couldn't afford that shit.
My point that I just said earlier, you gonna come out here fuck around with us, you gonna be alright, bro. Even though he still did time, yes, bro. But you gonna get some type of better benefit that we cannot afford. And he just simply basically said it, bro.
One of my co-defendants got out on bond, and his mother moved him to, I think, Oklahoma or something, and he ended up dying, running from the police in a high-speed chase. My oldest co-defendant got 99 years, went back on appeal, and was released on a 25-year sentence. The 16-year-old shooter got 75 years. He's still incarcerated right now to this day. Our crime happened September 18, 1991. So I'm one of the first children.
Oh my! I just got chills.
I'm one of the first children in Fort Worth, Texas, to be tried and adjudicated for the crime of murder in the early 90s. In the state of Texas, I'm one of the first children who followed in a group of children who was tried, adjudicated, and sentenced for the crimes of capital murder and murder, who was sentenced under Texas juvenile law. It's called Texas Juvenile Determined Sentencing Law, where a kid can be sentenced up to 40 years. So I got a 12-year sentence for capital murder.
So take me back real quick.
So I was just approved.
The way that this man talking like he locked in. Charleston White is locked in right now, bro. This ain't no games. This like grown man ass podcast shit. This ain't that. He know this shit ain't for the kids. This shit ain't for the trolls. This some real shit. They came here to really want to see what's to this man, bro.
To the individuals who killed the black boy, how long did they get?
Boy, I almost said his name. Josh. I think Josh got like 12 or 13 years. The white guy who pulled the trigger, he got like 50 years. And then the other guy got like barely 20 years. So all of them got significantly lower amounts of time than my counterparts. So me and Josh, we was in the boys' home together. He was just a white kid, homie. You know.
The same dude that was a part of the.
Yeah. So his co-defendants was tried as adults and sent to prison as teenagers, like mine was. Josh should have been tried and sentenced to prison, but he was a white kid. The only reason I wasn't tried as an adult is because I was 14, so I didn't meet the certification age. But the following year, the state of Texas lowered the certification age where a 14-year-old can be sent to prison. Ultimately, they lowered the age to 10 years old, where a 12-year-old can be sentenced to life without parole. So many people don't know, up until 2016, that there was only three countries on this entire planet that would take a 12-year-old kid and sentence them to life without parole. That's America, Sudan, and North Korea.
At 12 years old.
At 12 years old. Catherine and Curtis Jones is two children out of Florida who was sentenced to life without parole. Sarah Cruz in life without parole. Man, I can go on and on. George Toker, life without parole. I can go on and on. These were children.
Still incarcerated or have.
What y'all think should happen to a 12-year-old child, bro, who commit murder? Like, do y'all think? I feel like most of y'all would say like, no, they shouldn't get life. Do you think they should get like a lot of years, like 40 years? You think they should do like some time till they like 18? Like what? What do you even think they'll be in there long enough to change? You know what I'm saying? To understand what they did is wrong and possibly never do it again type shit. There's like right at 2,000 individuals who have been locked up in America since they was children for crime they have committed as children and have life without parole that would die in prison. As young as 12 years old. Florida will take a 12 and 13-year-old and send them on a prison yard at 12 and 13. Catherine and Curtis walked in adult prison at 12 and 13 years old. Both were brutally raped at 12 and 13 years old in prison. Shit, wow. In America.
So what I'm hearing in this particular moment is like, prison reform is essential. It's real.
It's very essential. It's very essential. You have to understand, homie, there was 20 or 30 years of our country who believed that we should be tough on crime. And they became tough on crime. So not only did they create sentencing guidelines, that's where the 3 strikes come in. The minimum sentencing guidelines came in that was completely unjust and unfair, particularly to us. That's where you start seeing children going to prison at 15 and 16 years old. When we have all the evidence, we have all the research, we have all the medical and science information that says that the human brain don't develop to at or around 25. So why would you take a 17-year-old or 20-year-old and sentence them to life without parole when they don't even have the full brain development to make the rational decision that you and I would make in certain situations?
25 is crazy. 25 is crazy. I ain't gonna Yeah, but I can admit, like, when I turned 25, even though I don't think this the same thing, but I just started, like, really, like, bro, I need to grow the fuck up, bro. All that other shit is just bullshit. That's when I stopped, like, really going outside, kicking it with motherfuckers. I damn near slowed down. Like, I don't even want to drink no more. Now I fully don't drink, but I think at 25, I was just like, I just want to change, bro. Like, I don't know. But, yeah, let's keep going.
If you factor in child trauma, you factor in the abuse, you factor in neglect, that brain may not develop to 30. That's why you hear these old ass niggas like Jay-Z and them hollering 40 is the new 30. That's the lack of brain development for us to even think to process that. 30 is the new 20. That's us really saying we're really fucked up. There's no way that 30 can be the new 20. You have to think backwards.
But you taking it out of context.
No, I'm not. What's in a man's heart come out his mouth. If you say 40 is the new 30, you don't, so that means you're a 40-year-old, you still looking 30?
Nah, bro.
What are you saying then?
But I remember that song, 30 is the new 20, yeah, I'm so hot, yeah. He's
still rapping about dope in his songs now. The song
cool,
God is.
But they're just like a lot of things being taken out of context. It was more or less like, yo, even though I'm older, I'm still able to, live a life that.
Not like a 30-year-old. That's the problem with the black man. He won't grow up. He won't grow up. He still want to be 40 and live like he's 30. What's wrong with being 40 and living like you're 40? Why you still want to live younger? The goal is to grow old, not get younger. So the goal ain't to keep all my black hair. The goal ain't to go and put a whole bunch of pretty white new teeth in my mouth the older I get. I'm gonna lose a side tooth. It's okay. I'm getting old. Nigga, I'm gonna get a bald spot. It's okay. I ain't got to go get the man weed. So that's what's happening, homie. We shaming old. So that's why the old niggas saying, oh, look at you, old nigga. Because we shame to be old. So our kids shame the old. Ain't nothing wrong with 40 being 40, my nigga.
Yeah. But what got you onto this activism in the community?
Because I had people who poured into me when I was a fool. So before I got out the juvenile system, I wasn't exposed to gangs.
Yes, sir.
I grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood with white kids from the 3rd grade. I don't know nothing about the hood shit. Nigga, I used to go to my Aunt B them house and see them nigga with the blue flags. And then I saw that shit on Colors on TV. I didn't know what that shit was until I went into the juvenile system. So when I got into the juvenile system, you see rolling 60 Crips, you see rolling 30 Crips, you got Altadena Block Crips, you got original Swamp Compton Crips, you got Fire Deuce Hoover Crips, you got GDs, you got Black Gangster Disciples, you got Spanish Gang, so you got all these different gangs. And it ain't no football team. And I'm gonna be here for the next 4 to 7 years. Get in where you fit in.
Correct.
Because this is the bar sport in here. So nigga, I joined the game. And when I got introduced to it, coming from and I wanna say this to all the mamas, coming from a single parent home with just mama in the house, never been spanked by a man, never been disciplined by a man, never had a hug from a man, never been kicked in the ass by the man. When I got introduced to the gang, it was everything I was looking for. Nigga, I got an uncle in the gang, I got a big homie, I got a nigga playing OG just like the dad.
This shit is crazy, but I feel like, but he makes so much sense, bro. He makes so much sense. It's a different type of love, it's a different type of kick it, it's a different type of vibe, feeling, it's new. It's just, this is my family, and these is guys, and he ain't never been embraced by guys. Now he got a bunch of guys who embrace him in different ways. Who he feel like, oh, he a real man. My big homie a real man. You know what I'm saying? That's who I listen to. That's who I'm gonna take my new advice from. That shit crazy, man. Kids, bro, as kids, you either gonna make or break them motherfuckers for the future, bro. And then it be up to you at some point in your life to take over your own life and really start thinking for yourself and unlearn all the bullshit, which he had to do. He had to unlearn all the bullshit, which most of us had to do, bro.
daddy,
Yeah.
I got brothers,
These
I
are
got
your
cousins.
male figures that
There
you
you
are.
go. And they ain't number 2, 3 years older than me.
Yes, sir.
It's like the nigga in the 9th grade looking up to the senior.
So-
It's like the nigga in the 8th grade looking up to the 11th grader. He like a big homie. He like daddy. It's like a nigga in the 6th grade looking up to the nigga just got in college. He's still a kid too. But the 6th grade nigga don't know this.
Correct.
These the big homies now, nigga. These the daddies, these the uncles. And nigga, I fit right in and I became the little homie everybody loved. And I worked my way up the rankings. Showing out for them niggas. I just want to be accepted, nigga, so I'm gonna do what these niggas won't do. I'm the little nigga.
I like how he admitting that shit too. I just wanted to be accepted. That shit low key is like deep to that. I feel most people wouldn't say. I want to be accepted. I was being a fucking follower and did whatever I could do to just fit in, bro. That shit crazy.
Got all the big homies love. So yeah, nigga, but it's people like me that's sitting back coming to work every day looking at this little nigga, reading books, looking at him, get his test scores, seeing he's smart, he got potential. His mama coming to see him. He making phone calls, he getting mail, he getting cards, he getting letters. Man, this little boy playing. These other kids ain't getting none of this. So you got workers who sitting back looking at the dynamics of all these kids they work with. And it's their job to say, man, why y'all hanging together? Y'all don't fit together. So it was the workers who were seeing the good in me. I ain't seeing the good in me because I'm playing bad. They seeing past the act. It's a facade. That's just a facade, homie. I'm playing. Nigga, I ain't even none of this shit. That's why it was so easy to quit when I got my senses. So it's some niggas get stuck playing that because they don't have no out.
You said something though, and I want you to say it.
Nigga, I got an out. I'm smart.
Yeah.
Nigga, I can pass my GED. I can take college courses. Nigga, I can go before the parole board and look at all these white people out and talk. There's a lot of niggas can't.
Yeah.
So they don't have no out. Nigga, they ain't got no mama sending them scriptures. They ain't got no mama calling praying with them. They ain't got none of it. So I'm hanging with these niggas with no out, but I got an out.
Yes, sir.
So it was the workers who made me realize, homie, you bullshitting. So when it was time for me to go back to court, part of the law is you go into the juvenile system until you're 18. 30 days prior to your 18th birthday, you go back before your sentencing judge. And the sentencing judge will make a determination whether you're gonna be transferred to the adult prison system, whether you're paroled or you're recommitted back into the custody of the youth system. Now, if you're recommitted, then that means the juvenile system has jurisdiction over you until you're 21. You get out at 21 and you're free, your record is sealed. If you go to prison, then you do the remaining of your 12 years. So I'd already done 4 years at this time on 12. My victim's family played a big part in me not going to prison because they was a forgiving white family. So I could never be angry and hate white people because I took a white man's life only for their family to be loving and forgiving. And so it's hard for me to develop hate in my heart. I hate things, but I don't hate people. So I actually got to look at these people and hear the words, I forgive you, we forgive you. Not only that, I had a compassionate judge. My judge is the...
Yeah, they different. Cause I wouldn't be forgiving about shit. Send his ass back, put him on a death chair. Fuck all that shit, bro. I can't forgive, bro. And on something else that he pointed out though, the fact that when he was a kid, he wanted to fit in. He playing bad, he playing gangster, he playing all that shit. To still be doing that shit to this day, it's crazy, bro. He a fool for that. Like, I'm still doing the same shit I was doing as a kid. Now I'm just getting paid for this shit.
Same judge who sentenced the little white kid Ethan Couch to the 10 years probation for those 4 DWI murders, Judge Jean Boyd. So in her defense, many people believe she should have sent that little white kid to prison.
So my wife got me this weird new kid.
Yeah, my man say he ain't changed. That's why he what he is today. He know how to play chess. He know how to play on people, like he said in that last HE's interview.
And many people believe she should have sent me to prison because that was a recommendation for the state for me to be transferred to the adult prison system. Remember I told you my mother said, nah, I'm not asking for him to be released. If I would have been released at 18, I was bringing home the gangbanging mind. At 21, I brought home the youth advocate mind. Because in those 3 years, I began to work the programs.
Hold on, sit tight real quick. So you say at 18, you went back in front of the judge for
a transfer hearing to go
transfer
to prison.
hearing. Your mom had the opportunity to either say,
I would have been paroled home that day. I would have came home and been on parole for 3 years.
and free in
free.
essence, but you had parole.
Yeah, I would have been free. I could have, yeah, at 18 years old.
And she said what?
The judge specifically said, Ms. White, are you asking for your son to be released today? And my mama looked at me and looked at the judge and said, no, Your Honor.
Damn.
I think he need to go back and work the programs because they were great programs.
Damn, his mama different,
They was
bro.
programmed that
His OG different. I've been so fucking mad at my mom. Even though his mama obviously knew exactly what she was doing because it worked. But I wonder what he was thinking. I wonder if he's going to ask him that. What was he thinking when he seen his mama look at him and say, no, your dumb ass needs to stay in there some more. I don't feel you got it all, so it's not time for you to come home. When it's time for you to come home, you will come home. Go back and do what the fuck you need to do so you can come out right, so you won't never have to go back in this motherfucker.
it focused on not just rehabilitation, but re-socialization and repairing a child from the childhood trauma that most children who commit these type of crimes endure. I hadn't really had no trauma, homie, that I thought at the time, other than the fact that my daddy wasn't there. That alone is trauma. That alone is traumatizing.
Yes, sir.
On top of the fact that your mother is there and she's not there, that's even more traumatizing. On top of the fact that you're having surgeries where you're being put to sleep, which is hindering some brain functions, right? So I learned a lot in those 3 years, but there's a fast growing process from 18 to 21 where a kid can develop and grow at such a rate, it surprises many. It's not a big difference from 18 to 21, but if you nurture a child and you put a child in the right environment, in the right setting, that kid can grow to full potential in 3 years. And that's what happened with me. So within 3 years, so from 18 to 21, I went from playing leader of the Rolling 60 gang to within 2 years, and this wasn't me fronting. This was the real me. I was fronting as a gang member. This was the real me excelling. Homie, they used to take me off campus. That's where I told you I spoke at Blinn College. I spoke at Texas A&M, Prairie View, every college in and around there, UT, the Aggies, all the high schools. So my last year and a half, 2 years of being locked up, I would go out and do public speakings and motivational speakings at colleges and universities and high schools. So they groomed me for this. It's just that when I got out at 21 in 1998, my record was sealed, no felony convictions, but my identity was tied inside the juvenile system. So I came back out here, nigga, with a murder case that everybody know as a, nigga, so, nigga, we root for the killer. So I come back to my peers who I know from school, nigga, I'm known as a nigga who caught a murder case. Those are accolades, right? So in 1998, when I walk out of the juvenile system, all of my childhood issues had been resolved. Like I was pure and innocent, but I didn't know how to talk to girls. I had been locked up from 14 to 21. Look at that big old gap. You know how much shit go on from 14 to 21? Nigga, I didn't know which way was north, south, east, or west. When I left, if you was cute, you can get a girl. Nigga, when I come home, it's about money. The dope boy nigga, this the dope boy era now. So culturally, gang banging dying out. So what I'm gonna come out here and do? Niggas ain't gang banging in 98. I kind of really want to gang bang, but I don't know what to do gang bang. I had never been introduced to gangs in the free world. So it was easy for me to walk away from this gang mindset. That was just in the juvenile, the past time. So when I come home, homie, you do what most people do, homie. You go back to the old people, the old places, and the old things. I tried to work, but nigga, I ain't know how to get up and go to work. Been locked up since I was 14. Y'all don't know how to get up and go to work. I don't know how to wake myself up. I've been getting woke up. When it's time to eat, nigga, I don't know what to eat. I've been looking at the menu. The menu been saying what we go eat. How I know?
He can't. That man can't function. He damn near a computer. Like, we tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, how long you can do it.
I've been locked up, so there's nobody you really can talk to, because at that time, nigga, re-entry is something big now, but nigga, re-entry was unheard of back then, let alone juvenile re-entry. So there was no church, there was no family member that a nigga can talk to and say, man, I'm having some inadequate issues, nigga, I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to date girls my age, but the girls I'm dating saying stuff like, you need a high school girlfriend. Man, I don't know what the fuck she mean, but my conversation ain't on their level. Mm-hmm. So, nigga, what do? You go with the culture, right? So what was the culture doing at that time? Selling dope. Master P had just dropped that motherfucking ghetto dope. Man, crack like this, ghetto dope, and taught you how to cook crack from step 1 to step 10. So I decided to go to college because one of the benefits of aging out of the juvenile system in the state of Texas is that you become a ward of the state. So once you get adjudicated for a crime, your parents are no longer your parents. You become a ward of the state. Mm-hmm. So meaning you're a state baby. So one of the benefits of being a ward of the state is they pay for my college tuition up to a PhD. So right now I can go back to college and they still pay for my college tuition. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the things that I tried to do when I first get out, but I ain't have nobody guide me. So I went to go enroll at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, Arkansas. In the process, I had a cousin who was going to school up there. He was the president of the BSA, Black Students Association, and he had a fascination with wanting to be the weed man. So me and him come home one day. He done got the football playing niggas money. He done went and got 10 pounds of weed. I don't even know how much a pound of weed cost away. I just decided to drive. Get stopped and get pulled over with 10 pounds of weed, catch a drug trafficking charge. I hadn't even been out 8 months. After gone been 7 years.
It's crazy though. It's crazy though, cause he keeps telling these stories on his little growth and shit or whatever, that he really be on some follower shit. Like I'm out here trying to blow wherever the fuck the wind take me, bro, and that shit never work in his favor.
90% of juveniles are rearrested within 1 year after being released. 90%
I
of adult inmates.
I know. I'm sorry right there. This shit is really 3 hours. That's crazy. Another thing that I said, I don't know if I even said this part 1 that I like though, is he really is talking and Cam Newton is really fucking listening. Like Cam Newton ain't asked half the questions he probably got written down because Charleston is just being an open book to him. So it make me feel like he comfortable, which is dope. That's why he getting all this shit off. Because if this was a Say Cheese interview or any other interview that I've seen of him, they would have been done asked 12 different questions on 12 different topics. But he really like starting you from baby Charleston to teenage Charleston to in my early 20s Charleston to probably gonna be 30 to now type shit. That's just why I feel like it's going at this point, which is dope, which make it different. Yeah, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Stay tuned for part 3, you feel me? And catch me on that reaction.